Hey, what's up to the Water Squad? I'm Big P and I'm streaming out some Pee-ces Ripple ice cream, which is a chocolate ice cream with Reese's Pieces mixed in, and then I made a Reese's Pieces Ripple. Two friends of mine were visiting in October, and I mentioned in my lemon olive oil chewy butter cake video that I made two ice creams for them. This is the second ice cream. It was originally just supposed to be a chocolate ice cream with Reese's Pieces mixed in, but I really messed up the crushing process and had to pivot. Also, I'm sorry for how I pronounce the name Reese's Pieces, so I'll try to say it less. And also sorry for how I pronounce most other words too. I was trying to crush the peanut butter nuggies with a meat tenderizer, but it wasn't really working. It was creating a lot of nuggy dust from the shells, and the peanut butter was mostly staying in one piece. So I got pretty frustrated and brought out the food processor. Brought out the food processor. God damn. So I got pretty frustrated with it and brought out the food processor, which was probably a little overkill. That worked too well and turned most of the PB nugs into dust and left me with a very small amount of nugs. So I tried to think of something to do with the dust because I was afraid that if I just mixed it into the ice cream, it would just dissolve and change the makeup of the ice cream. So I thought maybe I could use it to make a peanut butter ripple to swirl through the ice cream. When I was young, my family would get peanut butter ripple from Turkey Hill, and the peanut butter in that was nice and firm, and I wanted to try to recreate something like that. And I think I got close. I think I succeeded. So for the peanut butter ripple, I used 20 grams of unsalted butter, 100 grams of crunchy Jif peanut butter, 23 grams of light corn syrup, and then I had 55 grams of the Reese's Pieces dust, 20 grams of of powdered sugar, 1 gram of salt. So I did use the crunchy Jif peanut butter. You could use smooth, but it'll come out to a different consistency if you use the same amount. So maybe use like 75 grams if you're using smooth, because there's not the peanuts in there adding to the weight. I mixed the nuggy dust with the powdered sugar and the salt in one bowl and set that aside. And then I went and melted the butter, and then added the peanut butter and light corn syrup mixture to that. And then I just heated that until it was melty. After that, I just poured it over the ingredients that I had set aside and mixed it all together until it was all combined. I did it this way to try and like preserve the colors of the dust, so that there would be like little like orange and yellow flakes going through the peanut butter. But if you don't care about that, you can just melt it all in the same pan at the same time, and the colors will all dissolve into the peanut butter. All right, so now it's time for the ice cream base. I'm starting with 130 grams of granulated sugar, and then I'm going to put in my stabilizers. You don't need to use the stabilizers. You could use 70 grams of egg yolks, and that would still work instead of the stabilizers. I haven't actually done that, but according to the ice cream calculator, that should work. You could also use around 1.3 grams of xanthan gum instead of the stabilizers that I use, or you could just skip this section altogether and it'll still work, but it just won't last as long in the freezer. But I use zero point 0.2 grams of Lambda Carrageenan, zero point 0.4 grams of Guar gum, and zero point 0.8 grams of Locust bean gum. And whatever like gum-based stabilizer you use, you want to mix that into the dry ingredients before getting them wet so that they don't clump. After that, I added 10 grams of skim milk powder, 3 grams of salt, and 55 grams of cocoa powder. And you want to mix that up too so that it doesn't clump, I'm pretty sure. I would do it just to be safe. After that, I add the chocolate chips, which is 70 grams of chocolate chips. I'm using Ghirardelli for both chocolate items. The cocoa powder is 100% cocoa, premium baking, unsweetened cocoa powder, and then the 60% bittersweet chocolate chips. Then I'm adding 35 grams of light corn syrup and 435 grams of whole milk. From there, I'm taking it to the stove to heat up to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're using xanthan gum instead of my stabilizers, I would just heat it up until all the chocolate gets melted. If you're using egg whites or egg yolks, you want to get it to like around 175 to 180 degrees. And you want to be stirring the whole time so that the eggs don't scramble. Once you get to the temperature that you need, transfer it to a bowl that you're going to put in the fridge, but add 290 grams of heavy whipping cream and 7 grams of vanilla extract. Make sure to add the heavy whipping cream first so that it cools down the mixture a little bit, so that the vanilla extract doesn't evaporate at all and all the flavor stays in there. Then you just want to refrigerate it overnight to age it a bit and let it cool down so that it's nice and cold when you go to churn it. The next day when I took it out, it was very thick, but that was fine. So yeah, then you just want to churn it. If you made the peanut butter ripple ahead of time, check to see if it's liquidy enough to be able to swirl. If not, heat it up over a double boiler or in the microwave just to get it a little loose. You don't want it hot, you just want it a little warm. If you need it to be to get it liquidy. I made mine like right ahead of time. The videos in this video are out of order, so I made mine right ahead of time, so it was ready to go, still a little bit warm. But towards the end of churning, I just added the Reese's, the Reese's Pieces, and then while I was loading it into the containers is when I added the peanut butter ripple. It might be a little bit hard to swirl it in, but you don't want to swirl it too much because then the peanut butter will just mix into the ice cream, and you don't want that. You want it to be its own thing in the ice cream to bite into. But that's it. That's the whole thing. I brought it to a get together with those friends that from out of town, and everybody loved it. But here comes a taste test, and it was great. Wowee! I don't really have anything else to say about it. I mean, it was really good. If you like chocolate ice cream, and if you like Reese's or whatever, what was I saying? The nuggies? I don't know. Peanut butter nuggies? Yeah, if you like any of that stuff, then, try making this ice cream. And if you enjoyed the video, why not like the video, huh? Or maybe subscribe. I don't know. I hate saying that stuff. Please, may I have a like? But yeah, if you like ice cream, or like making ice cream or high altitude bread stuff or food stuff, follow me here or on Instagram at Big Pee-licious Danger Kitchen on Instagram. There's a bunch of punctuation in it. It's a terrible name. But yeah, I hope everyone had a great holiday and is having a good time.